Hello. Good afternoon. Happy spring to you. Tammie Schrader, I am so happy to be back. And what I want you to know is that it is a gorgeous day here in Spokane, Washington. And please notice this new beautiful backdrop. That is Spokane, Washington. And I'm so thrilled to be in the studio with our new backdrop. Thank you to Yanni, my producer, who made that and has done beautiful, beautiful work around where we are. I would like to also thank Aquarium Productions, right? Because they're the ones that produce this show and it's lovely. And I just want to say hello. So I'm Tammie and I'm coming to you this lovely spring day from Level Up Education Consulting. And today we're going to talk about esports because esports has become a new powerhouse way in which we can work with kids, teach kids, and actually it works with adults too. I just happen to be emotionally attached to kids because I'm a teacher and that's what I do. So today we're going to talk about esports. And I want to explain first what esports is in case anybody missed it. Esports stands for electronic sports. And you know how you play sports and you get together and you play football, you play soccer or basketball or pick something, I don't know what your gig is, but there it is. And esports is when you get together and you face off against another team with games. And here's the thing, it's not about the game as much as it is about the team experience, right? So you get together and you can play lots of fun games. And there are lots of, I will admit, lots of first-person shooters are out there, but there are a lot of games that are not, right? You can play Minecraft, you can play Rocket League. And if you've never seen Rocket League, it's a thing. You're driving in a car in like what I call a hamster ball, but it's a big ball, and you're trying to play soccer in a stadium, but physics is non-existent in this game. So you can drive up and be driving on the top of the arena. And by the way, that's where I found myself mostly. My husband and I tried to play this game because I've heard it's fabulous. And I will tell you, I've never laughed so hard in my life because I was laughing so hard I couldn't drive the car. So try Rocket League if you have not done it yet. But the truth is, and I have a great colleague out of Australia, her name is Dr. Braun Stuckey. She has kids, especially girls, make the game and then play it competitively. So a lot of fun, great stuff happening. And of course, you can build anything in Minecraft. You can build a game and then play that. So esports, and I also want to share in a big way that WIAA, I live here in Washington State, and our Washington, let me see if I can get this right, Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, the WIAA, who is in charge of any kind of sporting events and the rules for students and kids. The WIAA, has said that esports is considered a sport for competition. So there you have it, right? And what I love about this, and I want to do a shout out to my friend Al Gonzalez, who is brilliant and amazing. He started an esports team in Chimacum School District. Now, Chimacum is a great school district, but it's like out on the peninsula, out in the middle of, well, close to nowhere, right? You're out in the middle of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State. And he was having a hard time when he first started esports. He was having a hard time time-wise finding a team for his kids to compete against because his kids were staying after school. So what he did is he found an esports team, I believe, I want to say Sweden, I could be wrong, but he found it overseas in Europe because they would come in the morning to play esports and his team was after school and the timing worked out. So he was doing esports with an entirely different country because of the way the timings worked out for his classes. Absolutely fabulous. The cool thing is esports is built so that you can do it in a club and kids can play against each other, or you can find another class somewhere, anywhere in the world, right? As long as the timing matches up and play it like that. Esports is also played in arenas, like when League of Legends did their competition. I will tell you this, League of Legends did their competition. It was online. They had more watchers than any other sporting event globally, more than the Super Bowl, more than the World Series, more than every other sporting event in the world with one exception, soccer, right? But they had more watches than any other sporting event. Esports is a thing. And if you've never seen one live, let me tell you, go find one that's going to happen in your state or your city. It was worth it. We did one here in Washington State a couple years ago. Actually, I think it might have been pre-COVID. Sorry about that. And we actually drove there to Vancouver, Washington. And let me tell you, it's powerful. You walk into their gym and the kid, by the way, this is the power of esports. Kids have set up, kids put everything together. Kids are shoutcasters. You know those sporting events where people go, and the ball's on the 20-yard line, and there are times you just want to go, can these people just, but shoutcasters, kids are the ones shoutcasting. Kids are the ones doing all the work. And the reason I want to talk about esports is because of the, they call them 21st century skills. I call them life skills. But what I love about esports is all the 21st century skills that are just right there. Kids have to collaborate. They have to work together. It's the most amazing thing. And by the way, for whatever reason, kids want to work together when it comes to games. Like, you can't get them to work together on teams in a science classroom. But let me tell you something. It's a whole new situation when you're talking about games and gameplay. They want to play together and they want to work together. Collaboration, communication. And let me tell you, I've never seen kids communicate the way they do when they're playing games. And I'll be honest with you, when I started using games in a classroom, my thought was they were going to do the opposite. I thought, you know what, kids are going to just hone in and they're going to focus in on that screen. And I didn't want to create more of that. So I played one game one day and I found out that I was completely wrong. I know you're shocked, but I was wrong. And these kids, they're talking to everybody in the room about what's going on, how they move forward. Like, have you guys gotten to that level? Because if you have, how do you get there? And then they talk in a language I don't even understand. Hey, you got to find that key and you got to do this and you got to go through the black hole. And I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, what key, what black hole? And I said to the class, how do you know where the key is? And they're like, Schrader, everybody knows where the key is. And I'm like, how do you find the black hole? Oh, Schrader, everybody knows where the black hole is. And it's like, okay, well, I don't happen to know that. But anyway, kids are fabulous. So they're collaborating, they're communicating. My favorite thing they're doing is they're critically thinking. Kids critically think around games because whatever's going on in that game that they love to play, they want to figure out how to play it. Whether it makes sense to me or not, whether it makes sense to anyone or not, they are using their problem-solving skills to move around or through their environment. And it's the most phenomenal thing you'll ever see. It's fabulous. And they're trying to problem solve constantly, right? They're trying to play this game and they have to get from point A to point B, and they will just forever problem solve. Esports is amazing. Communication, collaboration, problem solving, critical thinking. It's crazy, crazy great. So I want to actually talk about an easy way to get esports into a classroom or an after-school project. And the company is called GamePlan. It is called GamePlan. I think their website is GamePlan, one word, GamePlan.com. And they have been in this business for a long time. They have just got some of the most amazing people, not only working for them, but running it. So can I do a shout out? I'm going to do a shout out to the president of the company, the CEO. His name is Rasmus. He and his wife are expecting their first baby in the next couple months. So I do want to say congratulations. And what I love about GamePlan is the amount of personal service that you get when you implement. It's just amazing. You can email, text, call, whatever, and they are right there to help you figure out whatever you need to figure out. But if you go to gameplan.com, one of their big superpowers is that they have created, it's almost like it's an LMS, and it's so it's probably the easiest teacher-friendly platform I've ever seen. It's amazing. And what I love is that they hire teachers and they hire some of the most brilliant people across the globe. One of them is a personal friend of mine. His name is Carl. I want to give a shout out to Carl because the work he does is absolutely incredible. And what he does is they build a whole course on CTE. Now, if you don't know what CTE is, it's career and technical education, right? So it is classes like, business fall under CTE, computer science falls under CTE. They have built courses so that you don't have to build anything. You can go in as an educator and go in and just assign what you want kids to do. They have courses on gameplay and how to build a video game. They have courses on cybersecurity, which is a big up and coming topic in the United States, everywhere. They have courses on, let me think of a few. They have a course on Minecraft and how to incorporate Minecraft into classrooms. They have everything there for you already. I mean, they are doing some serious, amazing work. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much they charge simply because they are so flexible with working with districts, right? So I have been lately in a district where I am like serving 12 kids in a computer science classroom, right? It's a whole class. It's the whole 7th grade. And they are really malleable and flexible about what they charge because of how many kids are in a district. Whereas if I were in Spokane Public Schools serving 33,000 kids, that pricing would be a lot different. But I will tell you, it is worth looking into. They do an incredible job. Game Plan. Here's their logo one more time. Thanks, Yanni, because he's brilliant and amazing. Here's their logo, which looks like a game plan if you were strategizing football or something, right? So anyway, shout out to them. They have a full service game plan. If you don't, listen, I don't know about you, but as a teacher, I didn't have time to create things. I mean, I did take the time to create them, but time was the thing I had none of. Right? So if you are interested in looking at esports or thinking about esports, please reach out to Game Plan. Or you can reach out to TAMMIE SCHRADER 27 at gmail.com. TAMMIE SCHRADER, my name. Please spell it correctly or it won't get to me. TAMMIE SCHRADER 27 at gmail.com. And we can talk about ways that and things I can point you to for esports. But I have actually had districts in my region want to try esports and like, you know what, we really just don't have the equipment. We don't have extra computers, whatever. And you know what I love is if you've never seen the Switches, the Nintendo Switches, you guys, you can start an esports club with a Nintendo Switch, right? Those are those little itty bitty game consoles. And as long as you download the game, you can have, and what you do is you create a game where everybody logs into the same system and you're all playing the same game at the same time. What I would say is earbuds are probably a necessity. The second thing that I would say is get ready for the wild and crazy. So one of my favorite experiences is I was invited down to Texas A&M to look at summer school. And one of the things they were doing in their summer school, they had all these kids playing esports. And I walked in and they were like parent permission playing a first person shooter. This is, outside of a school. It was a game camp that was created at a university. And I will say, and I'm not a fan of first person shooters and I'm not I just, I could take them or leave them. But my point is I'm standing in this room and these kids, it was incredible to watch these kids. It was like watching a military, action, civil action in progress, right? The kids are all there and and in the little tiny screen, I don't know how they do this. I really don't. Little tiny screen shows you where all the players are. And then your screen shows you where you are and what you're looking at. And I got kids that are looking at that and they're, hey, Joe, I'm making up names. Hey, Joe, you need to come around the corner. There's a guy coming up. Go ahead and shoot him from behind him. And I am looking and thinking, how does that kid keep track of everybody that's on his site, right? And keep track of him? Like, I can barely keep track of me, right? So anyway, thank you for listening about esports. I am a huge fan. I am a big proponent of let's do it. Let's create it. And here's why, right? There are so many places that kids can participate. Let's say the kid doesn't want to be a gamer. That's okay. He can design the logo. He can design the paraphernalia. He can design the sweatshirts. I don't care. And you know what? We need shoutcasters and we need production people and we need people setting up and there are so many ways kids can participate in esports that will fit their individual needs. It's fabulous. So that's what I have for you today. Come back next time. We're going to talk about implementing board games into specific subjects with examples. And that's where we're heading next month. I do want to do a shout out to my producer, Yanni, who is brilliant, amazing, and bloody wonderful. And I say that because he's from the UK. I do want to thank our production studios and Level Up Education Consulting for being supportive. I hope you guys have the very best day ever. Thank you so much for being here.